Let me start the recording. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ganesh. Hopefully it's recording onto the cloud. Yeah. So the first
Yes,
session, I shared about my personal spiritual journey, about my childhood, my parents, my grandparents, how I got into the spirituality, how my grandmother played a role into introducing me to Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Mission. And the next session, I spoke about as a teenager, how I got into meditation, how I met Patriji, how my depression took me a U-turn into this path of spirituality. Today, I'm going to share the next phase of my life. So, what happened after my intermediate education? So I call this phase as scientific temperament. So as a teenager, I used to be very logical and used to question life with science. Okay, what is the proof? Oh, if someone is saying something that they have experienced a third eye vision or a past life vision, I used to question them. Do you really see it? Is there any proof for this experience? So that was my state of mind. So with that mind, I joined Sri Ramchandra University. It's a medical university in Chennai to pursue my bachelor's of physical therapy education. So along with the education, right, I was introduced to many, many spiritual books. Patriji always emphasized on reading spiritual books for individual, personal, spiritual evolution. He used to recommend so many spiritual books in every session he used to take. So I got really curious about all these spiritual books and I started reading them, not with a great intensity, but out of curiosity. Curiosity to know what the spirituality is all about. How can I apply it into my daily life? How can I make it practical? If something is happening to some others, is it really true? Will it happen to me? Like an experimental phase of the logical mind. I started reading these books. Some of the books I read are like You Forever by Longsang Rampa, The White Book by Ramta, and You Can Heal Your Life by Louis L. Hay, Deepak Chopra books, and then Robin Sharma book. That's the book that really influenced me was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. There's one more book called Mega Living and Greatness Guide with the same author, and few other Osho books like Awareness, Book of Children, Book of Women, such kind of books. So each book I read, right, gave me a new perspective of life that I never thought I had. So every time I read a book, I used to see life in a new angle, from going from a non-judgmental to non from judgmental mind to non-judgmental mind, and also accepting things as they are. And the first time I got introduced about the concept of self-love. I never thought there's something called self-love. So I got for the very first time got to know the concept called self-love, that how much we have to love ourselves, what is lacking without having self-love onto our own self. And one statement Patriji told me was, there is no such love called unconditional love. All that exists is self-love. Whatever love we are talking that we have onto others is a reflection of the self-love you have onto yourself. That's the greatest statement I learned from Patriji. So this phase, right? And there's a chapter in You Forever that talks about aura and how we can see aura of other persons or aura of other living beings or the trees or the mountains. So I did many experiments. If they can see it, can I also see it? So I did some experiment as written in the book. So I was able to see the aura of the plants, or aura of the trees, aura of the mountains. So it was very interesting to do some experiments of the spirituality, and also really emphasized on you create your own reality. How can I create my own reality? If everything is happening from my thoughts, what if I change my thoughts? How is this affecting my reality? How is it affecting my physical manifestations? I was a student back then. I used to experiment on my studies. Okay, will I really get these many marks if I visualize this way? Will I really get to know the question paper of the exam that is coming up next? No such kind of experiments. So I was super successful in many of the experiments I did, and few I failed. It's like a trial and error. I learned so many spiritual concepts that way. And I also got uh, more intuitive powers at this point of my life. So the more meditation I did, the more books I read, I used to get a very deepened understanding of life and intuitions. I can easily sense things around me. I can guess the future events that's going to happen in my life. It used to come as a dream, as a glimpse. Something is coming up in my life. It just give me a hint. It gives me a visual in the meditation, or a visual as a part of a dream that this is going to happen in my life. So these intuitions, these kind of some simple powers, right, of meditation, side effects of meditation, really helped me excel in my exams. So one example I would like to share was there was a very important text coming up on Monday. So I didn't have much time to prepare the week before. So I was really trying to strive and imbibe all the concepts the day before and the night before. So, but somehow I felt that in one page, this is a concept I'm going to get. It was guiding from inside. Divya, focus this concept. You're going to get, for sure, you're going to get some question in this concept. So with that, I got the strong intuition, right? I used to read a specific concept, but guess what? Surprisingly, I used to get same exact concept into the exam. I used to pass exam in the flying colors compared to other friends who were really studious and studying for a very long time. So this intuitions, this power of manifestation really helped me to excel in academics during my undergraduate years. So along with this, right, I took every opportunity to meet Patriji. Patriji used to travel around the world, and especially in the South India at that time. So he used to frequently come to Chennai, and he used to frequently come to my mother's place. Whenever he comes to my mother's place, I used to go and meet him. Whenever he comes to Chennai, I used to take every single opportunity to go and meet him. And I learned so many different things by just observing him, not by interactions, just by looking at him, how is he interacting, how careful he's using the words, how much attentive he in using the words that he's while he's teaching his sessions, and how to live, how to be compassionate, how to be grateful, how to appreciate other people. Such kind of qualities I learned directly from him. And also, he used to share many spiritual concepts throughout this 3 4 years of the undergraduate years. So I used to experiment and implement all these concepts. He always used to say, "Don't believe because someone said so. Don't believe because I said so. This is all about your spiritual journey, which is unique for your own path. So you do the trial, you do the error, and then find out for yourself. Maybe this path is not meant for you. Go and explore different spiritual techniques and come back whenever you're ready." He never used to force anybody to stick to this holy breath meditation, stick to his own only his teaching. He used to now he's to encourage everybody to learn from all the spiritual seekers, all the spiritual masters across the world. I think this, which is the greatest quality of PSSM principles of the Patriji. So until then, I never heard of any guru asking people, their disciples, to openly go to other gurus and learn, and openly uh, learn, read the books of other societies and come back to the society. That kind of philosophy was the first time introduced by Patriji. I loved that concept from Patriji. And Patriji used to do nature treks back then. So we used to go 3 4 days into the forest and do nature meditations. And they used to have very minimal accommodations, and then all the amenities like in the back in the days. So I happened to go and travel along with Patriji. The one trek I went was called Maredmilli. It's a forest close to Rajahmundry. So I went there. I'd stayed about 3 4 days. It was a very life-changing moment for me. I never lived in a forest before. It was raining. It was so slippery. All my clothes got wet. My bag got wet. It was so cold. We went about 300 people in one place. We don't know each other. They were strangers to me. So with such kind of conditions, we all stayed there overnight along with Patriji. He used to play flute in the midnight. We all meditated together. We have great experience sharing, learning to know from each of the masters, Sajana Sangatya. that kind of atmosphere. So likewise, I went the next year. I went with Papikondalu trekking. It's near Godavari in East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. And also I went to Tirupati. It's called Tumburu Tirtham trekking. I also went there along with Patriji. So each time I met, right, I saw a different angle in him. I learned so many different aspects of life through these treks and living with other people as well. And the next phase, right, that was the time they were building Pyramid Wall International, which is the world headquarters of PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement that what Patriji founded. It was a beginning phase of Pyramid Valley International. So they were laying the stones. There's nothing, no great accommodations. They used to have small basic huts to live. So we used to go every year for Buddha Purnima celebrations, the 3-day program. So Patriji used to make us meditate for long hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours in a day. So with those long hours, right, I spontaneously got visions of my past life. One vision that I got was the whole evolution of life displayed into my meditation visions. Like I saw how a life starts as a mineral kingdom, how it transforms into a plant kingdom. I saw myself as a small grass, with the early morning dew on it. And then from there, I saw myself transform into so many different kind of animals. And then and then I transformed into a small human. I saw many of my immediate past lives in the same vision. So one of the vision, right? One of the past life, I was a warrior, like a soldier who died in the war. Uh, the reason of the death is he got hit by an arrow onto his calf muscle. Back then, right, whenever I get sick, whenever I got very tired, I used to get severe calf pains. After seeing this vision, right, the calf are gone. Majority of the calf were gone. So I was able to relate my past life vision to this current life, how the past life is influencing this life that I'm leading right now. Likewise, I saw myself in a different country, a woman working in a tea estate. And then I saw myself where one of the old lady, kind of very dark, very big, very mean, that kind of lady. I saw many of my lives as like a yogi with nobody around and deep in a cave or deep in a tree trunk meditating very sincerely and seriously, like abandoning the world, that kind of lifetimes. I also saw myself as a small girl who was living the same in this life at that time, but like a parallel life. I know it was me, but it was the same life in a different place, like Divya in two different forms in the same time, the same lifespan. So something like a parallel life, that kind of visions. I saw many past lives in that manner. And slowly, right, all this knowledge, all the intuitions, all the visions got really deepened. So I got some glimpses here and there, but after 4 or 5 years of all the glimpses, I was able to make connections of the dots. Oh, this is what it meant. This is what it means now. So the connection of that past life and this life, or why I was like that, why I'm right now, how is that influencing my aspect of life in this life? And later on, right after several years, I also went into past life regression with the help of the therapist. Then I saw one of the past life with me and my mom. So my mom was a guru, I was her disciple, and this scenario was in an island. So my mom was in deep meditation. She's the Mataji or the Guruji of one specific organization. I don't know what it is, but she was wearing that orange robes, the kashaya vastrams, right? In that she was in a very deep state of meditation. I can see her. That's her mom. I definitely know that's her. I can see the big face, big bindi. She's the same face like what she was right now in this life too. So that was mom. But in that life, we were like a guru and sisha. So there's no other Sisha than me who is taking care of her at that time. She's in a deep meditation state in a small cave on an island. And my job is to take visitors from the shore to this island by rowing a boat. So the all my life I was taking visitors from this bank to the island and let them see or spend some time with my the Guruji, the mother who is my mom, and I used to bring them back to this shore. That was only I was doing a lot of rowing of the boat at that one point of that one specific life. Right. I always used to have a pain in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Doesn't matter what exercise I do, doesn't matter what I do, right? This pain never went away. But after seeing this vision of me being a disciple of my mother and then the nature of the work I did with my shoulders in that life, I got a connection related to the pain I was suffering. After this vision, right, 90% of this pain was gone. I still get it occasionally here and there, but was not severe at all. It was not comparable like how I used to suffer before. So that was a relation I had. And later I got that we both consciously chose to be a mother and a child in this lifetime. We made an agreement in that lifetime that we have to be close together and share much more love and affection directly with each other in this life. So I saw myself in that life. I was a very tall woman, a lean and tall and kind of very serious kind of natured. I also saw some kind of talapaga and then I don't know what it called in English, but it's like a orange robes in different color than what my mom was wearing back then. So it was very interesting to see such kind of visions, such kind of lifetimes, and then the relation of what I had with this life. Likewise, I also saw my husband in the previous life. So we were together for a very long time. In that specific life, I was an African woman who had who had many children. I don't know, something happened in that lifetime that I have to leave my children behind and move on to different village or different city. And I had some kind of that mistrust that because of you, because of my husband in that life, I had to leave my children. So I had some kind of trust issues from that life onto this carrying onto this life and but slowly I was able to relate and I understood that he was the guardian. Because of him, I survived and my children survived with the vision I had later on in my life. So that mistrust became a grateful moment for me. That he was a helping factor. He is a helping hand who took care of me and who took care of my children in that life. So I can, when I talk about that vision, right, I can visualize myself being a tall black lady and seeing, I can see so many of my children. Many were boys. I don't know, this lifetime also I have two boys as my children. I don't know the relation between, but I have seen many boys in that life as well. And I also saw me and my husband were together for many lifetimes. And that was, we've been traveling together with playing different roles. That's one of the other vision I saw. So I have seen many past life visions. And one of the lifetime, I was like a Swamiji. It seems to be like a big and hefty personality like Swami Vivekananda, that orange robes. And this scene, right? It was like a last moments, like the death moments. I saw myself in him. So I saw him on the deathbed with orange robes, and I can see his body dying. I can see the pain and frustration in him. And he was not happy for some reason. I thought to my relation, right? I felt that he was didn't fulfill his purpose, completely fulfill why he was has taken that life. And I think I was the extinction. The next life was me right now in this physical body as extinction of whatever is not fulfilled to be fulfilled in this life. So I don't know exactly what it is, but that's how I feel intuitively. It may be right or wrong, but that's what I feel. So likewise, every time I see such visions, I get more clarity of my life. Oh, I'm here on a purpose. It's not like a by fluke. I chose these people in my life. I'm living in this place. Being in Dallas or being in US has been a pre-planned path that has been laid for me in this life. So that is about my past life. I have seen many past lives after this incident as well, with the help of a therapist. But in that specific age I was in, these are the past life I have seen. Later on, right after. after I think the second year of my college, I somehow felt like doing social service to especially to children around me. So there are so many orphan homes in Chennai. So I picked two or three. I went and visited them, and slowly I formed a small group. That group is to call as Helping Hands. So along with me, some of my friends joined, and their friends joined. So the group got a little bigger, about 50 to 70 people. So I had very little pocket money. With the money I had, with the pooling the money that from other friends and families, we used to collect money every month. We used to buy all the minimum requirements like books, writing pads, clothes, all those things. And then we used to go once a month to the orphanages and celebrate kids' birthdays. It's not about service, it's also uh, a, a gesture of sharing love and enjoyment with the kids. So I loved that. And one of my friend who is a meditator also, he also joined me. His name is Raghu. So we both formed a good team, and we really went to so many different orphanages within in the Chennai area about next 2 3 years. So that was my main go-to factor in the undergrad years with the helping hands. So that was I had very good moments with the orphan childrens during that time. And something else also struck to my head. Like I was pursuing physical therapy. I felt that they should be much more into healing the physical body. Physical therapy itself is not enough. I got into doing more research about alternate medicine, especially yoga, naturopathy, and acupuncture. So I ended up doing diploma in yoga and naturopathy and then masters in acupuncture along with my physical therapy. So the foundation of yoga was laid in my childhood by Satyanarayana Rajagaru. So from that um, foundation, I pursued a degree into naturopathy and yoga. That curiosity brought me into pursuing the degree, and I really learned so many different techniques apart from the physical therapy techniques to heal the body naturally without medication. So I ended up having 3 degrees within the 4 years. Physical therapy degree plus also yoga, naturopathy, and masters in acupuncture. So everything I learned, right, added to whatever I already have, the experience I had. So now I see patients in a different angle, not just from the physical therapy point of view, but also incorporate some of the principles of naturopathy and acupuncture into treatments right now. And in the last year of this, my undergrad year, 2008 day, which is on September 5th. So I met with an accident. So I traveled from Chennai to Hyderabad to celebrate my birthday with my friends who are also meditators. So somehow felt like okay, like this is the last year. Let me go celebrate my birthday with them. So I went to Hyderabad from Chennai. And on that day, right, we plan to go to Ananda Buddha Vihar. It's a like a meditation center, Buddhist meditation center, which is on the uphill in Hyderabad. So I supposed to go in an auto as a means of transport. But the last moment, someone else joined us, so I gave my spot to one of my friend, and I took a ride on my friend's bike, sitting on the handle of the bike. So we were traveling towards Anand Buddha Vihar on the uphill, and somehow a auto came in, and it has collided under the front of like a head-on collision with the bike I was on. So I just flew up in the air and fell on one of the boulders on the roadside, and I became unconscious. I don't know how much time it was, but I became unconscious. I was able to hear people gathering around me. I can hear the noises. I was not able to respond to whatever is happening around me. There's one lady, I don't know where she came from. She came with a water packet. They used to sell water in packets, in like a small plastic packets. And she took one of the packet and poured that water onto my head. So with that sensation, the cold sensation, I regained my conscious level, and I got hurt in the back of my head, which is really, really, really big one. And with the water, right, I felt all the blood getting onto my my chunni, my dress, onto my arms, onto my face, and everything. And slowly I regained my conscious and I got up. I said, okay, let's go. So, and we have to go to the hospital. So I stood back up. I got onto the bike, on the same bike I had the accident on. And we went to the hospital. And the friend who took care of me, right? I told him to, you go park the bike. I'll go to the inside the hospital to the doctor. So I walked in myself into the hospital and I told him what happened, how I fell, and all those things. And the doctor, right, who is in charge doctor, he put about 8 stitches onto my scalp. Until during this process, he didn't give any kind of anesthesia or something. I was conscious. I know I was able to feel a little bit of pain and what he's doing, where he's doing in my head, but not nothing major, nothing like a major pain I have experienced at the time. I think my body is still in shock up from the accident. So slowly he put stitches and he said, okay, you can go and you can come back next day. We'll do further testing like the MRI and everything for the brain to see what else the extent damage that has happened. So this accident, right? The moment I hit the boulder, the stone near the roadside, I felt on that split second something inside of me went away and something else entered my body like a big flash. I don't know how to explain. A big flashlight, bright light, just went in, and something went inside, and something else came outside my body. It was like the experience was like a rebirth. I was not the same since that day. I have a bigger perspective of life. I see life differently from that specific moment. I had some kind of dizziness for the next few days. I went back to my mom's place to take rest for a few days, and then I went back to the college. And I was intuitively feeling this accident from 2 years. I know something is going to happen to me. I got a glimpse of accident. I don't know where, when, how it's going to happen to me. I know it's going to happen to me uh, even before the 2 years before this actual incident has happened. So that happened, and that was like a life-changing moment, the near-death experience I've experienced. And since then, I feel like I'm not here to waste my life. I'm here on a purpose. I should definitely fulfill whatever I came for. So that was a bigger understanding I had with all the experiences of this particular time. And slowly, I was about to finish my undergrad. I got into um, residency program, like internship. Slowly, my parents also started seeing proposals, marriage proposals. And while I was pursuing my internship, I got married, and slowly I moved to US in 2009. So that was a phase of my life, a spiritual transformation, and being to social service, and then pursuing so many different techniques and degrees, and having this near death experience, seeing my past lives, reading so many spiritual books, spending so much of time with Patriji. I think that all these factors laid a very good foundation of my life in US. So I will stop here, my dear friends. I'll share the next phase in the next session. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Wow,
Any questions? I will be happy to answer.
wow, Divya. So many things
Sir,
came to my mind when you're talking.
sir, I
Because
can't hear you properly.
okay, when you're talking, I saw